I think I had a case in almost every major hotel here.
Hidden in plain sight at hotels and motels across Long Island, sex traffickers are doing big business.
I think that people are not really aware of the fact of how prevalent it is in our community.
We saw that it was going on in almost all of the small hotels.
It's a persistent problem the town of Babylon is actively working to solve.
This hotel in particular is starting to become a very popular one. So once we saw that, we definitely wanted to come down on them a little bit heavier.
Eddie Salas is the lead investigator of Babylon Town's Quality of Life unit. He's asked us not to show his face because much of his work is done undercover. The unit responds to community concerns and cracks down on crime by issuing code violations.
It's actually very powerful because we could actually, on certain kinds of issues, summons that person almost every day if we wanted to, legally.
As prostitution and human trafficking has moved off the streets into hotels and motels, town employees have forced several establishments to enforce new policies, require ID, and staff training.
You might be watching now. So like this one is posting that they're in Lindenhurst.
Salas responds to online ads within the town.
Hey, baby, you here?
Yeah, I'm in the back.
Okay, love. I'm in room 204. Just knock on my room.
Okay.
Once he has evidence prostitution is taking place, he confronts hotel staff.
So we have summonses here for the management for girls that are operating out of the room, prostitution, and body massages.
Newsday's investigative reporters have uncovered sex trafficking and prostitution cases at nearly 60 locations across the island and identified hotspots at the center of the issue.
It's a problem we've been covering extensively ever since a teenage girl from Patchogue went missing for weeks. 23 people have been charged with crimes connected to her, including sex trafficking, kidnapping, and drug offenses.
It's not something that is happening once in a while. It's something that is happening every minute, every second, in every neighborhood, in every town, in every hotel, and every motel across Long Island.
Laura Mullen knows the ins and outs of the lifestyle because she lived it. She grew up in Central Islip in an unstable home and says she was sold to a man at just 12 years old.
Because of what I thought was normal, that's where I went with my life. I started using and abusing drugs at an early age, which eventually led me into harder things in my late 20s, which led me to the streets and into my trafficking situations.
In and out of different homes, hotels, and motels, Mullen says she felt there was no way out and complied to survive. She says the pimp playbook remains the same. Online platforms are used to advertise hundreds of posts every day. Newsday found many of them at hotels and motels in places like Islandia, Westbury, Hauppauge, and Farmingdale.
If you have one or two men that are buying 5 rooms and have multiple women in there and they're staying for a week at a time, I mean, how much money are you bringing in just off of them, right?
There have been recent efforts to combat the issue. New legislation introduced in Suffolk, which would restrict hourly rates at hotels and motels. 5 hotels have shut down, 3 of them deemed public nuisances. Lawsuits have also been filed against some establishments and their owners, accusing them of enabling the criminal behavior. But often it's fear keeping many employees from taking action.
You might have a night manager say, you know, I'm not going to mess with that guy, right? He's got some bad guys he hangs out with, so I'm just going to turn a blind eye. And that's very sad because oftentimes these girls are as young as 14, 15, you know.
Despite efforts to address the problem, demand continues to drive the abuse.
Trafficking is not a victimless crime. I think it's important to look for these things, look for these red flags, and all do our part to try to report it.
Newsday reached out to 59 hotel and motel owners and managers where this type of criminal behavior was documented. Nearly half responded, either denying it or saying they were working to prevent it. Reporting for Newsday TV, I'm Macy Eglund.